A very good morning to you all. How are you? So here we are, Tiago Andrade here, and this is the Trading Cage, where we beat the gold. Well, market today is a bit sideways. After taking a small pullback yesterday, market has come back to the last high. So it's just trying to make more liquidity up on that top. Let's start our analysis here on the daily chart. So candle 8, which was yesterday's candle, it came down and made a pullback here on the region of support. Got a little bit back up. Market open yesterday. Did a small, very small test down and just flew back to the highest point of the chart. Okay. So it's been fun so far. We do not know how far gold will still be going up for. Okay. But let's do our markings here. So we've got our trend line here on the daily chart. Still here. I like to do all of these every day because then it's fresh in your head. Regions of support, regions of resistance. Let me just get this out. That line there. This is the last high. So that's support for it. Cool. That's our trigger candle number 5. Great. Okay. So on the 1 hour chart, we're right back. So our line here on 4629 has been working as support for the price. Okay. So price did a pullback yesterday. Grabbed the liquidity on the top, did a pullback, grabbed some liquidity down the bottom. This is what we had made yesterday. That's no longer there. So now we've got liquidity here. And we also have inefficiency here. But then that doesn't mean that the market's going to come all this way down here. So we got to play careful now because we are in a very, very, very high position in the market. So, okay, so this is liquidity there. This is inefficiency, this liquidity. This is a great support for the price. Let me move these up here. I've got support right there. So if we're trying to trade, it would be good to sell, to go short when the market's on its high, especially when it's doing a consolidation there. But the only issue is that all the market's doing at the moment, it could be doing a couple of things actually. It could just be creating more liquidity here. We do know by the news that that's quite a lot happening in between United States and Venezuela and United States and Iran. So there's quite a lot of doubt on the market right now. And then we know for sure that when there's doubt in the market, what people do is they run to the gold. and then they run to it because it's this one of the safest assets that you could have on your wallet, because gold will never lose its value, okay? So people will take their money out of CFDs, they'll take their money out of indexes, and they will run to the gold. This is why gold has been such on a uptrend, okay, for last year, especially when Trump started bringing through all the tariffs and everything else that he was doing. Then people, it started running to the gold, and then it just pushed the price. I believe was price yet last year was about 2 grand. Um, Let me have a look, because this is a really good thing to know for some of you that may not know. Um, I think it was about 2.5, yes, last year, before things started going crazy. Yeah, so gold opened up the year at 2.5, and then by the time Trump did everything that he started doing in April, so gold was going up slightly, and then in April he started with the tariffs and everything else, and price jumped right from 2.9 to about 3.5, and then it consolidated a little bit, and then back in August it just got into an uptrend and went like crazy, 2.44 basically. So this is there's a lot to do in the macroeconomy, what's happening with the gold at the moment. I do believe that it's going to continue on its way up a little bit more. Okay. Of course, it's going to have to come down if it doesn't have enough liquidity up top. It will have to come down, make a lower pullback. Okay, grab some more liquidity, so it can come back up. Things are a bit, as I said, they're not very um, easy at the moment for the economy everywhere. So not everybody's is really happy about it. Then people are trying to play safe, and when they try to play safe, the safest place for them to be is with the XAUUSD and the gold. That's why they run to it. Okay, so that's a little bit for macroeconomy. Right now we've got support here on the 1 hour chart. So let's go to the 15-minute chart. We have a 2 pattern here. Candle 53 did not test. We still about 3 minutes to go on that. Price will probably break through that last high, but it's not a good place to buy right now, because over there you have resistance on that highest price there. Okay, so this is highest price for the month, for the week, and for the day. So there's a lot of sellers wanting to sell up there. As we saw before, candle 27 hits it, 28 pushes it down, then 34 hits it, 36 pushes it down, then 41 tries again, 42 brings it right down. Let's wait to see what the market will do in that region. If it doesn't do anything, we don't do anything. We just look at it. That's why it's a market analysis. What we do is we analyze what's happening on the market. If it gives us good options where we can make some good profit out of it, we get into a trade. If it doesn't give us any good trades, it's better not to trade, right? We are not here to be taking risk just because we want to get into a trade. And that's the psychology behind every good trader, okay? Not every day you're gonna be able to trade the day that you would like to. Certain days it's better to stay out of the market when it's not going anywhere. If it's just consolidating, there's no point on trading. All right, so just have that on your head. This is not a 9 to 5 job. You do not need to be here clicking. We did a very good profit. We made a very good profit yesterday. So there's no need to be here and trying to put money through something that might not work today. But we'll continue with our analysis. Let's go here to, there is a bit of a trend line here on the 15-minute chart, but I don't know if, yeah, so we do have a little bit of an uptrend in there. See, price gets close to the highest point, close to our trigger candle here, 42, and then gets pushed down by sellers, okay? So the sellers do not want to be stopped on that maximum high there at the moment. Let's go to our 5-minute chart. One thing that we really don't want to be trading is this consolidation zones. Look, we would have, okay, so we would have a basically 300 point sell if that confirmed that there'd be a sell coming, a short coming. So we would have 300 points to the region of 50% of that movement. And we would be looking at about 500, actually 700 points for protection. So it's not really worth taking trades in that region. It's better to wait for it to break through this last high or to break through the structure here, because if it does break through the structure down below, we do have a lot of liquidity that was formed here on the past hours, okay? So candle 155 grab the liquidity out of here, and most of the inefficiency that was left, but we still have quite a lot of contracts there. Okay, so we got there. We have inefficiency in this region here still. So there is inefficiency and stops in that region there as well. Right there. All of that's inefficiency. And then you have some more. You have some more here. Look at that. If price comes back to this region, it might do exactly what it did yesterday. So it creates new highs, then it comes down, grabs that liquidity that it needs, exactly like it did yesterday, grabs all that liquidity, moves back up again, and renews that new high, creates quite a lot of orders up there. So, oh, bugger, I have to mark that up again. It creates quite a lot of orders in there, so there's a lot of selling offers here. There's a lot, which would be quite good. Let's see what it's going to do for us. So where's my FIBO? Let's see what's happening to this movement here. It did not come to the region of the 50% yet. It might be just a pullback at the moment on the 1-minute chart. I'll mark this up again. And actually, put them in pink color. Then we know that sellers. Oh, I already know that, but people watching may want to see it. So this is selling contracts. We also have this region here. We have that inefficiency there and those stops, and then you have more inefficiency here. So there's quite a lot that the US opening could do with all this liquidity, okay? So at the moment the market is sideways, nothing much to do, but at the opening of the US, you would have enough liquidity around here for the big players and the market makers should want to come and grab that before it moves up. The good thing about this is that we are still in the region of the 50% of our daily FIBO. I'll just make that FIBO so you understand what I'm talking about. So if I come here from the lowest point of the first candle of the day, and if I go to the highest point here, where is, come on boy. So this is the 50%, which means that market could retract into the 50%, grab that liquidity, and then come back up. It's not a problem if you want to do that. Basically, it can do two things. It can come here, grab that liquidity that we have up there, and then push the price back down, come all the way over to this 50% line, and even a bit lower actually. What it could do is it could spike down. It could even spike down just to grab that liquidity and then pop back up. And it could pop back up to the 50%. And then once it does that, it would have enough liquidity to break through the highs again. Now, if it breaks through this 50% line, okay, or 50% of the day, and it does a pullback below the 50%. So if it does a pullback around here somewhere, it could also come back down, push it down. So that can happen, okay? So you would have two analyses. You have one that could pop back up and then try to come back to the highest point again to break through that maximum high. Or you could see it going below to look at that liquidity below all that movement and maybe come back to that support region, okay? So that's pretty much what can happen today. And price still in the same region, same area. This is not a pattern of three candles on candle 61. So nothing much to do while the price doesn't move. Okay, so we just wait. Candle 54 of the 15 minutes could still come back to test this trigger candle here, candle 52. So it could do that. It could also test candle 31 on this side here for support if it decides to come back up. But the market is in a consolidation structure. So today is going to be one of those boring days maybe until the opening of the US market, okay? Unless we have around 9:30, 9:40, we have some people trying to close their trades, and then we might get a little bit of a movement in here. Oh, look at that, 161 is trying to pop back up on the 1 minute. Let's see where this is going. So we have a maximum, a high point of the movement and the lowest point. So we have our 50% there. If candle 804 breaks through that 50%, we know that it would confirm the pullback to come renew that new high. That's a big push from buyers. Come on. Oh, it's going to do everything at once. Wow, that's a very big move. Very bullish movement right there. And gets pushed back down. Could just come to be testing that trigger candle number 60. So got to be careful in this region here. Let's see if price is going to break through. On the 1 minute, it did a pullback on the region of the 50% again. Again, we are in the highest price of the last maximum high of the gold. So everything is sideways at the moment. Not very fun. Not very fun to trade either. We have to wait for that breakthrough, people. Candle 161 broke through, broke the um, closed above last candle's high, which was good. Candle 160, so that was a good movement. Candle 162 is coming to test the support at candle 160. Candle 162, trying to push price down. Just testing that trigger candle 160 there. It's just leaving a lot of orders up there. Every time people sell, they put buy orders up the top here. So it's leaving a lot of orders in there at the moment as prices get pushed down. Over here on the 15-minute chart, you can see that none of the candles have broken through that trigger candle 42. So this is a sign that the defense in there, the absorption from the sellers have been quite great. So buyers are trying to push the price through, and then the sellers are just absorbing all those orders, all those buying orders. So there's a lot of people protecting that maximum high at the moment, and everything that's stopping them is just that trigger candle 42 there. If candle 54 breaks through that, closes inside of that candle 42, most likely the next candle will probably break through that highest price. Candle 162 closed inside of the trigger candle 160. 163 is testing up, which means that most likely that price might come down a bit more, or buyers are just gonna use that inefficiency that was created on candle 162 to get those orders, to consolidate those orders and move this price up again. And here on the 1 minute chart, we have price, we had price below the 50% of this movement, but then also it created a new low, which is this one, which just tells me that candle 810 just got the price back up to the top part of that 50%, which does confirm a pullback to the high point again. Okay, so we got a confirmed pullback, but sellers are pushing on a candle 811 down. Not very easy to trade these regions, okay? Yeah, Marco, a friend said that when there's nothing to do on the charts, he starts playing elevator music. I do not have any elevator music here, Yamako. Um, it's not that I want to, that I don't like to trade on support resistance, but in this region here, there's nothing clear to do. Okay. So we would be just trying to do something that um, price has not shown us what might happen. So it's not worth putting orders in right now. We better to wait to get a better idea of the movement, because what it might do, it might, as we can see, there is buyers pushing the price through here on the 1 minute chart, but then you have sellers pushing through as well. So there's a big fight. And when two big elephants are fighting, the only people that gets beaten is the grass, and I don't want to beat the grass. I don't want to beat the grass right now. Okay, if I can't be part of a big elephant move, there's no point on being that grass. It's just gonna hurt. Candle 813 is trying to break through that trigger candle 808, and also these little top out here on the 1 minute. So price trying to break through this. See, there's a lot of pressure from sellers in that movement. It's not funny. and there's a lot of pressures from buyers too. So as I said, today is not going to be an easy day until we see some really big aggression from one of the sides, from either side actually. Candle 814 is trying to do it again, trying to break through that trigger candle. Let's see if it does. If it does, it'll grab that small amount of liquidity there on the bottom of 808. Then it might accelerate to grab that inefficiency from candle 804. Hasn't been able to do so yet, but it did break through the trigger candle. Let's see if 815 comes back up to the top part of that support. Now it should be resistance. As I said before, it just came to grab that inefficiency there. Look at that. And then buyers push the price through again. And then people think, oh, it's going to fly to the top. And then it comes back down. So the better thing to do here today is wait. Wait and wait and wait. As I say every day, the patience pays the trader. And this is not a good place to trade. We have support here on MD13. That's the maximum point of yesterday's day, okay? So that support again. I'm almost putting music here, Yamako, just because you said there's nothing to do on the chart. We'll play some Spotify today. Mm-hmm. So candle 816 did the pullback, 817 has confirmed the pullback to the lowest point, to the minimals. So we should see candle 817 coming to the minimals now. This is a pullback, okay? So it should come and at least renew that minimal there. If it comes down here, grabs the inefficiency from candle 157, it might accelerate until the support, the trigger candles down below, but there's not enough range to get into a trade, okay? So I wouldn't tell anybody to get into a trade in that region there. Still not good enough. Man, I'm yawning now. All right, let me just sort something out while we wait for the market. Man, Brazilian index is going upwards like crazy. While the gold sideways, we got the Brazilian index doing a really, really good movement. But it's really manipulated. It's just inducing people to buy, to come and stop them down below. I would bet my eye on it. So candle 815 breaks close below candle 814, but then nobody managed to break through. Candle 164 does break through candle 163, so 165 should be coming down to the 50% range, but you do have support here on that region. Okay, so price may come down in here, but not very clear and not enough range to get into any good trades. So what I can do, I can sing for you guys. Baby, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right, all right, all right, all. People say that as I'm a singer, I'm a very great trader. Can't sing too well. Hmm. Oh, the camera is playing up. Come on. All the markets are going somewhere, and the gold is going nowhere at the moment. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Come on, gold. So once again, 822 gets into that support. Let's see if it breaks through. Okay. So candle 165 managed to renew that last minimal. Okay. So it has done what it's supposed to do. Let's see if it pops back up or if it's going to break through that support to try to come to the 50% zone. Hey, Archer, how are you, brother? You all right? Come on, Yamako. That's bad, man. I learned how to sing in the shower like most professionals do. I'm a bit more quiet today, people, because the market's not doing much. We do know what um, it might do, but at the moment it's not doing anything. So we just have support, resistance up top. We've got support in that region. We have a 50% just down below. So we are 200 points from support from the 50% zone. And then we have another support at 4629. So not very easy. But thanks for you guys for coming around today. It's good to have you here, even though today is not a great day of movement on the gold. Just consolidating sideways. It may give us a three candle pattern there on that support. But it's hard to say at the moment. We do have a trend line here. We have a short on the 1 minute chart here. So now we have that short. So we're in a downtrend on the 1 minute. We are in a downtrend on the 5 minutes, but we are completely sideways. You could call this a triangulation here. Where? So price might be triangulating in here. Look at this. So we have that trend line there, and then you have one coming down here in the 5 minutes. So that's pretty much what we have for the gold today. Wanted to buy, if price broke through, came and did a retest here of the support, the resistance that will become support, that would be a good trade. Another good trade would be if price broke through the last low, that would be a good trade. Or even you will have to break through that that trend line for us to know that there's no support in there. It would have to break through the support at 4629 for a good sale. Not any good entries in that region there. So candle 828 got the price back up in the 1 minute here. If 166 breaks through that trigger candle 162, it might leave us another 3 candle pattern, but then candle 167 would have to come and test this support. Candle 829 is actually doing that test right now. So candle 167 might not test. 829 just tested the trigger candle 825. This is a candle per candle reading technique, okay, that we use in the school that I work with. If you guys would want to learn how to do that reading, how to make that reading right, we do offer mentorships as well. So just comment on the chat or give me a call or get in touch with us, and then we can sort that out. All right, so 167 did not test as much as we wanted to. Wanted it to test down at least down here somewhere, okay, before it actually tells us that that's a good movement. It is a pattern of 3 candles, but it did not test enough. And we have the 50% of that movement right there. So it's in your face. Would be good for it to see it testing support before you would get into a trade like that. As you can see, none of these candles left any inefficiency in the other ones. Okay, so there's no inefficiency for the price to come right back up. You do have small amounts of liquidity that has been formed in there, but is not a very good movement to get into right in that region. Okay. Huh. And that funny, Nasdaq is moving exactly like gold, sideways. So it's just the market that's not good today. It's not just the gold. So 167 came to test. There is a short buy here, but I don't think that it would be a good buy at this stage, okay? It tested support, so we do have a small trade in there, but I do not believe it's a good trade. You'd be getting 300 points for a stop of 300 points. So it's a small scalp on a 3 candle pattern. If the price decides to go back up, there are a couple of things. Price might be just trying to create that liquidity that it needs to pop back through. But the trigger candle 42 is right in your face here. And this trigger candle 42 is what has been holding the price on candle 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 53, 4, 5, and 6. So this is why I don't think it's a good buy, okay? It's just until some of these candles break through candle 42, I really don't think it's a good buy at all. See you, Arthur. That's all good, bud. I'll see you there soon. I'll close the live at 10 o'clock and I'll be there at you. And then we will organize ourselves for the opening of the US market. All right. So once again, we are 6 minutes away from finishing the live. I would like to say thank you to all of you guys who have been here. Today, the market didn't give us many entry options like the days before. So it's one of those days. It happens. During the month, you'll probably get about 4 to 5 days where the market's not going to be really great. And then there's no point of us trying to do anything and just risking our money. Hopefully at the US Open, price may move a bit better. But what I'll leave to you guys is good buys, okay? So good opportunities to go long would be after price breaks through the structure here. So wait for it to break through, and then it must test, okay? It must test down, it must test the support here. If it tests that support and continues on its way up, so you're waiting for 2 candles, okay? So you have 1 candle will break through. The next one needs to test the support. And then if it does test the support and goes back up, you could have a very good buy in this region here, okay? After the candle that closed above the last high. For a good sell point, I would wait for a break of the support. A break of the support. And exactly as up top, I would wait for a retracement to test that support to make sure is a true resistance now, and then come down with it. Oh, but Tiago, if price comes down and accelerates, what do we do? You wait for the next candle to test, okay? Let's say price breaks through this and then it closes below, but then you have a regional support here. So you wait for the next candle to test, okay? And then come down. If it continues to come down, breaking through, closing below the last candle's low, and you see that on the 1 minute, they are closing below the last candle's low. So you see a movement of price breaking through, then it's a healthy movement, okay? The other thing I would look at is make sure that your 5 minutes and your 1 minute and your 15 minutes reading are going the same place, okay? So don't look at it as, oh, my 5 minutes going to give me a sell, but the 15 minutes telling me that it might give me a good buy. Because this is where things will go wrong. Where you have the 3 time frames aligned, that's when you get into good trades, because the whole market's showing you the same thing, okay? And remember, do not trust candles that don't test. Just don't trust them. If they haven't tested, not going anywhere. Look at this. Once again, candle 56 tries to go to that last high and then gets hit by sailors here. There's a huge absorption from sailors and a big push through. Not an easy market to trade today. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, broke through at once. Okay, so renew the last high. That job's done. Let's see if price will continue or if it just went to grab that liquidity and will close inside of the structure. Valeu, Rodrigo. Obrigado. So candle 168 closes inside the structure. So it does not tell you that it's a healthy long movement. Okay. Doesn't tell you that it's a bullish movement because it didn't keep on going. It grabbed some of the liquidity that we had in here, but haven't grabbed it all. And then candle 169 brings it back down. So it could be just a liquidity grab to bring this price down below. As I said before, there's a lot of liquidity down here for the price to grab, for the market to grab. That might be what's going to happen today, especially on the opening of the US market. Okay. So be very careful trading in this region here. It's going to have a lot of manipulation trying to get people to buy and sell, okay, to generate liquidity. We are on the highest price of the market at the moment. So there is a huge resistance up the top here. There is a couple supports below. So be careful in this market, okay? I'm going to go get myself sorted for the opening of the US market as well. And I've got a couple other things to do before that time. Today, unfortunately, this is what we had. It is a live market analysis, so we can only read through what's happening live. So we can't really make up movements. But it has been great to have seen you guys around. We had quite a bit of people in here today. Thank you for following us. Please don't forget to ask your friends to subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share this with everybody else. We are aiming to take this project globally. So very soon this should be a amazing and huge project. This has been the Trading Cage, where we beat the gold. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.